win. But that clean sheet, the way that they defended in that last 15 minutes, exemplary stuff.
Yeah, no one gives you a clean sheet, you've got to earn it. You've got to fight, you've got to defend. Sometimes you've got to do the ugly side of the game. You've got to work hard, because once we took the lead, we never really, it was half chances. Palace had to change. They brought in the two big boys up top, and they went slightly a little bit more direct. That's where Potter went to 4 at the back, bringing on Koulibaly, taking off Lewis Hall, so he's now got 4 centre-halves at the back. Well, it looked like that he's brought in Aspie to try and to make sure we got a little bit of support down our right there left, so that, because Zaha was drifting out to this side. But look, you've got to earn these points, you know, and that was hard. Those boys there will be sitting, they'll be blowing, because that's hard, that last 15 minutes. In particular, last 7 or 8 of injury time, that's hard.
Physically, but then we also talk about the mental, the emotional side of the game as well. And coming into this game, looking to avoid a really, really unwelcome record since the days of Glenn Hoddle in terms of consecutive league defeats. Now, having got that monkey off their back, I know it would have taken a lot out of the boys, both physically, mentally, emotionally as well, on a day where we did remember Gianluca Vialli. But they're going to be absolutely buzzing. It's going to make those 3 points even sweeter.
Yes, you're right. Look, it may be Crystal Palace, and they may be looking over their shoulders now. They're probably in a relegation fight. But you never, ever get 3 points handed to you in the Premier League. You've got to graft. You've got to make sure you do things right. And in the end, it was a header from Havertz. They had chances. First half, you know, the better of the 2 goalkeepers was Kepa. It wasn't. I
was going to say a word on his performance as well. He's magnificent.
Yeah, and the save there is a brilliant save from Czech. It was Decore, I do apologise. He put the ball. That was a technique, 30 yards out. Brilliant save. He should save it, but nonetheless, and we earned those 3 points today. Those players will wake up tomorrow morning very, very satisfied with their day's work, because that was hard.
And Conor Gallagher gone from hero to zero on the other side of London, hasn't he?
He has indeed, and he went down with a little bit of cramp and was gamesmanship crept in. He was one of their players of the season last year. I seem to remember. Every Crystal Palace fan I speak to can't speak highly enough of him. But you can turn hero to villain very quickly, especially if you move to a side like Chelsea. He won't mind. He was outstanding, best player on the pitch from minute 1. Where he made that lung-busting run down that right-hand side, bursting through the line, stretching their back line. We don't do that enough as a team, but Conor was the one that done that. Mason parts of that, but Conor was a willing runner all 98.5 minutes, whatever it was in the end.
I really hate the phrase forced your way into a manager's plans, right? Because it implies that the manager's not going to use you. Of course, Conor was going to get an opportunity at some point, but he's made himself undroppable, surely, from that performance alone.
Yeah, and there will be performances and places you want to go away, and you need players like Conor. It's all hands to the pump right now because of the injuries and the suspensions that we've got. You know, there's a lot of players out. He's got young legs. He's a fit boy. He can do that. We've got a week off now for the first time. Don't forget, this year we've got a week off going up to Anfield next Saturday in the 12:30 kickoff. So he's got time now to rest. He hasn't got to kick the game on a Thursday. He hasn't got to go to Man City. He hasn't got to go to Craven. So now there's a little bit of breathing space, and I guarantee you now this squad will need that, because there's a lot of players in there that have played a lot of games since New Year's Day away at Forest.
And just looking at that defensive line as well, there were so many options. We didn't even see Cucurella come on, did we? Even him not coming off the bench, so many options in there. Got a week now, like you said, to work on that defensive unit. We know exactly the task that lays ahead at Anfield, and it's all about now just being able to tactically get that spot on.
Absolutely, and Poss will be glad of that. That's why these 3 points here maybe the most important 3 points of his managerial career. I don't know whether I'm putting too much on it, but the reason I'm saying that is because of what this would. If we hadn't won here today, you can only imagine the narrative that would have been, you know, and to get those 3 points after Liverpool dropped 3 points yesterday and go into that game against Anfield, keeping a clean sheet. There are so many positives about that. Things can improve, no question. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling exhausted myself, Max. I can hear my voice going, but those players there will wake up tomorrow morning knowing that they've earned those 3 points, and that should really guide us well going into that game at Liverpool.
A real roller coaster of emotions all afternoon for us. We're going to take a little bit of a rest because you can tell from Jason's voice he might need it. So yeah, how about we go back down to the studio with Joe, with Abby, and of course with Sam as well.
Boys, thank you very much. Jason, great work, mate. Go and get some souvers in. Max, superb as always. Thank you very much. Chelsea 1-0 winners against Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. We're Sam and Abby. Abby, I mean, the roar at full time was a little bit of relief because it felt like they were ticking over a little bit. Palace were applying a lot of pressure, but fantastic result and a good day to get it as well.
Oh, a great day. It feels like a must-win. Such an important performance. Amazing to see a goal from Havertz. That's going to be such a confidence booster for him as well. Ball in from Ziyech as well. We should give a moment for that. But as you say, Palace were performing really well at the end. We really had to grind out that win. And that's what we need. That's the kind of mentality we need. Yeah, I'm just so buzzing. Yeah. Really happy. And the atmosphere today has been absolutely incredible. So yeah, a big thank you to all the fans.
I think when you're looking at a performance over 90 minutes, Sam, very rarely do you have to show so many different faculties that Chelsea did today. You know, they had to show a little bit of flamboyance to get the goal, a little bit of creativity to get that, but also and to have to dig in at the end. Yeah. You know, you've seen a lot of character within this squad today. Yeah, I think there was a lot of players had great games. I think it will be hard to call a man of the match from the goalkeeper to the front line. Everyone was working hard, and we spoke before the game about, you know, the tribute to Vialli. He was being there was a few chants for him as well. I'm sure that spurred the players on, but I think Gallagher, I think he was one of the first players that made people think, you know, in Sunday League where there's that one player where the manager goes, you need to be playing like him. I think Gallagher was that player today, and he carried it on, the same energy in the second half, and there was a lot of players that, like, I think they'll be proud of the performance today. Sometimes when things aren't going your way, Abby, you need players to stand up and kind of say, do you know what, I'm going to put in the extra 5 or 6 yards. Sometimes when things are going well, the ball does it for you. You know, you almost feels like you need to do 2 or 3 things more each game. And like Sam said, Conor Gallagher led by example today. Thiago Silva always does, but we could go through to a man today. Very good Chelsea performance. Yeah, Conor Gallagher was absolutely fantastic. I think maybe his best performance in a Chelsea shirt. Yeah. He was everywhere today, and I think his energy kind of spurred on everyone else around him as well. I mean, he was getting hacked down today as well, wasn't he, by Palace, just because he was causing so many problems, and that was kind of their only option in a few instances. I thought he was absolutely fantastic, and as you say, Thiago Silva, I mean, I'm like a robot, I just say that every single week, but he was phenomenal once again. Badiashile as well seemed to just slot right in. So yeah, every man today put in a great shift, and that's why we got the win. Absolutely. Kepa Arrizabalaga, I think, needs some love as well, Sam, because Benoit Badiashile, fantastic debut. Thiago Silva in front of him, so reliable, both of them dealt with virtually everything, and then the things that they weren't able to deal with, Kepa was in fine form to stop himself. Yeah, I think people underestimate how hard it is to be a keeper, especially in games like that where you're only called upon every 5 or so minutes. They have a lot of time, and I was actually watching him throughout the game. He stretches a lot. He makes sure that he's agile for any moment that comes, and he was just incredible. Times where your heart stops and you're like, it's another goal, and he was just behind that. And I think that's going to do him well, good for his confidence as well, because the last few games, you know, everyone hasn't been up to it, but yeah, that was an amazing performance for him. I was going to say that in terms of confidence. We know how brilliant Kepa has been at times for us this season, kept Chelsea in more games than I could count at the moment. But last few weeks there have been a few question marks about a couple of the goals. I think in fairness, the one on Thursday night, the Vinicius header, it's an unbelievable crossing. There's nothing he can do about it. But as soon as people start to question something, they seem to look for something to question you for. Kepa's going to answer a few more of those questions again tonight. So many players, it's just about confidence, isn't it? And we've been going through a bit of a bad patch, if we're honest. You know, we know that. So the fact that he made those incredible saves today, the team know they can rely on him. Everyone else is hopefully finding a bit of form as well. It's hopefully just the start of some good things. Absolutely. Hakim Ziyech as well got the assist for the goal, but Abby mentioned it at half-time. You know, he's bringing that World Cup form into it. We know how good Hakim Ziyech can be, and that left foot, I think Jason described it as a lazy crossing, when it is, isn't it? Because he makes it look so effortless, the way he just wafts it into an area. Yeah. So it's a fantastic delivery, and again, an assist that his performance deserved today. Yeah, 100%. When he's up for it, he's the hardest person to play against, because not just on the ball but off the ball, he makes sure that he's working, he's pressing with the other forwards, and literally when he cuts in, you can try and stop it. Similar to Robin, you can try and stop the shot or the delivery, but he will find his man. And I loved the fact that he was trying to get Trevor involved. He was finding the
Gallagher and Mount in the middle as well, and the delivery, like we said, for the Havertz goal. He just doesn't stop. He keeps on going, trying to find his man, and it worked out.
Yeah, there was a couple of times, I was going to say, where Palace were almost doubling up on him because they were just trying to get the ball off him, and he just twists and turns his way out of it, doesn't he? He's so good on the ball, and those crosses in today were just chef's kiss.
We mentioned it at half-time, didn't we, how Mikhailo Mudryk, the new Chelsea signing, was unveiled at half-time, how that could spur a few players on. And in the second half, Kai Havertz gets a goal, Hakim Ziyech plays really well, Mason Mount is always dogged and determined and on the ball, is brilliant, makes things happen, so important to this Chelsea team. If you're one of those players in the dressing room today, Abby, and you've seen the new player, you think, brilliant, he's going to come in and improve us, but he's going to have to tussle that shirt off my back because at the moment, it's mine.
Yeah, it's like, look what I can do. You know, you're going to have to be better than me to don the shirt and get an appearance. But in terms of attacking prowess, wow, we are looking pretty fierce right now, which is good. We're taking our chances, we're creating some. It's kind of the best state we've been in for a little while.
Absolutely, and also, Sam, I don't think I've ever seen a centre-half pairing and then two centre-halves at full-back, a very tall back four to finish the game, with Kalidou Koulibaly coming on at left-back, and he did a job as well, didn't he? Because I don't know, I mean, I'd have to ask Kalidou, but I would assume he's not played many games at left-back during his career because he's so formidable at centre-half. Yeah,
and playing against Elise as well, who is a very tricky wide man that is similar to Ziyech in terms of the way he cuts in and tries to find the deliveries. He did it a few times in the last 5 minutes as well. He did his job, and I think that's what it was about today, getting the job done, not making it. Doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be nice. We needed the 3 points, and they did that.
And also, Abby, there is an element of when things haven't been going your way, sometimes you need a performance or something to go your way. And Chelsea made their own luck today in terms of just ground down, worked hard, created a few chances, but in all essence, you know, there'll have been games where Chelsea will have played better and not got something from it. So today's important that you get the result, you can move on from it, and maybe you look at it and you think, okay, maybe the tide is turning, maybe we've had our hard bad spell now and things can build from here.
Yeah, hopefully luck is on our side now and we've kind of got through the rough patch. We really grinded out that win today, and then, yeah, it's just about creating momentum from here, isn't it? Hopefully the next game we get a win, and it's a big game, the next game.
Absolutely, it's a very big game. I mean, things are going all right as well because you two did very well and shoot past clear.
Yes,
in fact,
we
let's have a little look
Come on.
at the scenarios that we had before the game. And again, I think between the two of you, you've both got. We'll show the original one first. We'll show the first one. This is what we could have had. These are the three scenarios that we could have had, which is Chelsea to keep a clean sheet, 3 total goals, and Chelsea 2 goals or under. Okay, so let's see yours then, Abby. See how you did. You got the clean sheet, bang on, and you passed on 2 or under, which is right. So you're bang on all 3, to be fair. Full house for you.
Well done.
That's absolutely spot on. And Sam,
it's a team sport. It's a team sport, you know. I'll take Abby's win.
But you are right as well, mate, because 2 goals are under, 1 goal is under. So there you go. Pass on a clean sheet and clear on the 3 total goals or more. So both of you, very good day. And also, I've just noticed as well, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is part of that group that's out there running. Amazing. And when you say that all of a sudden things start to click together, you get another player that's fit, you get 3 points on the board, and obviously a very special day to have got a result and got a performance as well, Sam. Yeah. Things can start to look up from here. Yeah, 100%. I think we've had some bad luck in the last few weeks in terms of injuries, results, you know, near misses and all of these things. Now that we've got a few players coming in, some of the players coming in, I think it's exciting time now, and that's what we need. Absolutely right. We've had some good news. Now it's time for some bad news. Well, not yet anyway. I'm assuming that we're going to get this question wrong. Let's have a little look at the trivia. So this is the trivia question again, okay? So this is difficult, okay? How many games have we currently won in a row against Crystal Palace? I'm being told we can have either before kickoff or now. So we've kind of got one game we can make up. How many are we going to go with? Do we get to have like a leeway of 2 or 3? Well, we've got 1. That's it. That's all we're being given. I think it's this side of 10, isn't it? Otherwise, we'd have heard a lot more about that, surely. I think it's like quite a lot more. Do you?
I think it's like 20.
Oh, in a row? 1?
Oh, in a row, sorry.
In a row.
I'll go. In general, I reckon.
I don't know why this number came to my head, but I'm going 7.
7? All right. Do you know what? I'll take that.
Yeah, I'd back that.
You've got the armband on. You can
be sure.
20 in a row,
7. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with 7.
Hey, I thought you guys were going to say something. Is it 7?
11 before kickoff, 12 after kickoff. Well played, Abby. I mean, again, I think you said 20 a minute ago. So
you did say 20.
You are close to
I remember reading about our record, not in a row.
Okay, fair. I mean, 11 in a row is a very good return.
That's really good.
Very good return. In general, though, it has been a very good day for Chelsea, and perhaps one we've needed, like we've said. You know, the mood around the ground before kick-off was very celebratory, but in the same time, it was quite solemn because of the reasons we're here today, for Gianluca Vialli to pay our respects and to pay tribute to what a great man he was and a great football person he was for this football club. But also, now that we've got the 3 points, it does feel that we've done that justice in terms of we've got the result on the pitch, and now we can look ahead to Liverpool, which is no easy feat, but also probably a good time to be playing Liverpool, Abby.
A really good time, because we are going to be so keen to build on this momentum. We've got a win now. It's great for the manager. It's a confidence boost for the team as well. Yeah, we're going to be ready to go all guns blazing against Liverpool. And when we're on form, you know that nobody can beat us.
I'm going to say this now, Sam, because, I'm emotional because we've got 3 points. It's been a good day, but they're poor.
Yeah.
They have been recently. They have been poor recently. This is probably the best time that we could play them, but I would probably argue if Liverpool TV are doing a similar show 2 days ago, they're probably saying the same to us.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we're in a similar place in terms of, our expectations is obviously to get more wins, but at the same time, Chelsea versus Liverpool, the chip on our shoulder because of the 2 finals last season. Like, we've got something to prove in that game, and we need to build off of the way we started this game and ended it as well. So yeah, it's a good time to face them, and we need to get the win.
You look at the run of games we've got now, Abby, as well. We've got, obviously, Liverpool next week. We don't play the weekend after because that's the FA Cup next round. Obviously, we're out of that competition. Weekend after, I think we play Fulham on the Friday night here at Stamford Bridge, and then we're into sort of February and Champions League territory again. But if you get a good result next weekend against Liverpool, you've then got 10 days or so, maybe a little under 2 weeks, to prepare for the Fulham game. If you can get 2 games on the bounce there, Graham Potter's got probably 3 weeks of players that he's probably never had since being Chelsea manager. So all of a sudden, in 3 or 4 weeks, we've had a difficult period now, but this football club could be completely transformed in a month's time. Yeah,
it could be a total turnaround, couldn't it? And we keep saying how, Graham Potter hasn't had much time with these players, especially like the new signings and people that have come in. He's literally had a matter of days or hours, with some, and he's going to get real time to get across his message and prepare. So, yeah, we could be about to go into a bit of a good luck spell. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's going to be a busy week, of course, on the 5th stand-up, so make sure you stay across it. We will keep you involved with everything that's going on to do with Chelsea Football Club, of course, including next Saturday. Early kick-off, don't forget, so join us on Matchday Live. It's away at Anfield, but we'll be here from 11:30 a.m. OK, one word to sum up today. Sam, I'm going to come to you first.
Promising.
Promising. I like that. Abby, you?
Magnificent.
Magnificent and
I'm
promising.
Still excited.
Yeah, very much
Sorry.
so. Absolutely like that. Obviously, today is a fantastic result. Chelsea 3 points in the bag, a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace here at Stamford Bridge. But today was about a lot more than just football. So thank you, Gianluca Vialli.